It took a while for me to really understand what they were. At first, it looked like it was just like giant hands.
Yeah.
And then the giant hands, it was like a finger would lift up, and then it'd be some more small hands.
Welcome to this week's episode of Movie in a Pod. I am Clyde Smith.
And I am Javier Villalobos.
On this week's episode, we are discussing the trailers for The Northman, I Want You Back, the season finale of Hawkeye, and our movie of the week, Arrival. All right, buddy, let's talk about this Alexander Skarsgård vehicle. This dude he's trying to do it, man. I see what he's trying to do here. He wants to have some good roles under his belt. Maybe has like a trilogy type thing. A lot of actors want those movies that they can always come back to.
Yeah.
The Terminator for Arnold, Bruce Willis has Die Hard, Lethal Weapon for those guys. The Rock has Anything the Rock Does.
All movies for him. Yeah.
Exactly. Anything he wants to be in. Hey, can I be in your movie? Sure. Vin Diesel in Family Times. That's what I'm calling the Fast and Furious series for now on, by the way.
Perfect.
Just Family Times. But no, man, Alexander Skarsgård, the son of the legendary actor Stellan Skarsgård, is in The Northman. Talk to me, man. What'd you think about this movie, this trailer?
Yeah, I always enjoyed these kind of Norse Viking mythology movies, right? It's grounded on some levels, but there's like just that little hint of, I guess the only really word to say is magic, I guess.
Yeah.
So this one doesn't seem like that's going to be an outrageous part of the movie, but it's like, I couldn't tell for sure, but I don't know if this guy's gets some kind of strength, and then there's the female that she has some kind of mind control or something, right?
Yeah.
So I like those movies that tread that, there's a story, there's a good story, but there's also that little bit of, we can go off in this direction and have some magical, mythical stuff as well.
Yeah, man, this movie looks intense.
Oh, yeah.
It's a revenge flick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always a sucker for those. I always like to see how they're going to come back and avenge their father or mother or dog, if we're talking John Wick, right? I like seeing this. I like seeing them become a boy to a man, and then having to go out and avenge the family. That's what looks cool about it, man. Alexander Skarsgård, he's a big guy. He's built like a brick shit house as well. This is something that I'm not excited to see in the theaters, man. But if this is on a streaming service, I'll definitely check it out, man. But I'm not gonna be in the first one. And the reason why, right? I actually was excited for this guy go see what he's gonna do after True Blood. He was in True Blood. He was one of my favorite characters on there. And he did Tarzan, The Legend of Tarzan, or whatever, a couple years ago with Margot Robbie, actually. And I wanted that to be a better movie than what it was. And I walked out, I was like, it just didn't do the thing. Now, he can act, and I guess it was the script and everything that it was, but I want to see something he can sink his teeth in and actually that I can get behind. And hopefully it's this. I'm not going to pay money. Once again, I'm not going to pay money to see it, but hopefully it is this. So.
It's kind of hard to follow up Brandon Fraser as Tarzan. That's all I'm saying. So.
He was Tarzan and Encino Man.
No, he was. I'm sorry, he was George of the Jungle.
Yes,
what it was. Same thing.
Same thing.
I'm sorry.
Bro.
That's the same movie.
Just.
Oh boy!
All right, dude. Let's talk Charlie Day and Jenny Slate. I Want You Back, man. Talk to me about this trailer.
This concept is pretty hilarious. I think you got two friends that I guess they're trying to get back with their exes, but their exes are over them and are now with new significant others, and these two are not over their exes, and it's just a mess of planning on how to break them up.
Yeah.
Right. And the trailer, hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Charlie Day, you see him around a lot, right? He's been around for a minute. What else? What was he in? Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Always Sunny. Right. The Horrible Bosses.
Yeah.
And what's the one with Ice Cube?
Yeah.
School Fight or After School Fight or something like that?
I can't remember, yeah. So it's good to see him leading something like this.
Fist Fight. Fist Fight was the name. You'll edit that, right, for us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take care of it.
You're
We'll
0 for
cool.
9 right now, buddy.
We'll make it sound cool, man. Don't worry about
it. Dude, I really like Jenny Slate, man. She is like the crop of females that I really love to watch on screen, because not only can they act, man, they're just hilarious, right?
Yes.
And she has always brought that type of like quirky, nerdy, sexy look about her always. Mm-hmm. And she's bringing that here. It's just gonna be a good time, man. This is one where it's just like, yo, let's go let's go see this, man. This is definitely a theater movie. We just want to laugh for 2 hours or whatever, just have a good time. Luckily, it's on Amazon Prime, so we don't have to leave the couch.
I'm fine with that.
Very fine for that, dude. So you come over here, I go over there, whatever you want to do, man, and we'll make it happen, buddy.
Definitely do that. I'll rent a popcorn machine, and we can smell up my whole house with that thing. How's that sound?
I'll bring the Raisinets. I won't forget the Raisinets. Ooh, that's a callback. All right. Dude, let's just go right into it, man. I said last week that there was 2 more episodes of Hawkeye. Clearly, I lied, and I apologize.
I didn't.
There was one more, and
I was like, what did I miss? Did I miss one? Am I week behind? What's happening?
And you just let me rock with it too.
I was really concerned for a few minutes. I was like, I don't know what's happening. Did I miss one last week? I could swear I watched last week's episode. But it's fine. It worked itself out.
Oh man, this was a great episode, man. Let's talk about these miniseries as a whole for a second here. So we've had WandaVision, we've had Falcon and Winter Soldier, we've had Loki, now we've had this Hawkeye. These are great, man. These are fun little mini adventures that these Marvel characters go on or go through in Wanda's world. But it's just exciting to see the world building. I think I talked about that before.
Yeah.
But to see the world open up for Marvel, you can tell a story over 6 or 7 episode miniseries and get so much character development. More than you can within the 2.5 hour Eternals movie or Spider-Man No Way Home, right? Like where it's hard to focus just on one person or one thing.
Exactly.
This is centered, man, where you can tell a story about everybody and everybody has a little bit to do. This season finale, man, just wraps everything up.
Yeah, and they just kind of pluck other people, right? They just pick people up out of nowhere and put them in these shows like other superheroes or just other characters, and they just pick them up from another movie and drop them right in.
Yeah. Or
they're picking up new people and putting them in so that they can show up later on, just kind of setting the foundation for those characters. Like, was it Monica Rambeau from in WandaVision? She's supposed to be a big time superhero, which they put her in there. Just set her in there right at the end. We got to see some more of Yelena, which is awesome.
But even like before that, right? There is like Rambeau was Captain Marvel's mom, best friend's daughter. So we saw her as a kid, and then we saw her as an adult. So it's just a lot of world building. You were saying something about Yelena?
Oh, we just got to see her come back here, and no telling where she's going from here.
True.
Same with like Wyatt Russell as the other Captain America.
Yeah,
he turns into somebody else. It's a whole thing, man, and it, like you said, it just gives them that open door to just let anybody come in that they want and build it up and keep having us so excited because we never know what's going to happen, right?
We don't, man. Gosh.
And they don't let you know. Nobody can talk. They're just like lasers pointing at everybody's head when they're having interviews and stuff. Yeah.
I do like, speaking of that, it was always Tom Holland on like Instagram Live or something where like obviously it was like a skit, but he would always give away like the title of the movie or something like that. It was always like in the background or like on a piece of paper that he had in frame, which was cool. So, but no, they are sworn to secrecy, man.
Yeah, I like the interviews too, like especially when like Kevin Feige's in them.
Yeah. And
they're all talking, and then like the host will say something, and then you see like all of the younger actors look up at him like, am I allowed to talk? Am I not? And just let you know how secretive they are about everything. It's great. And it just keeps you excited.
That's the thing, man. I don't like spoilers. I don't like to get into all the theories, what's going to happen, what's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I just want to see it on screen, man. But no, dude, getting back to this final episode of Hawkeye, they made some arrows, bro.
Yes. That was badass.
that was dope to see that scene, right? Where he used obviously like Stark tech and everything before because that was super easy.
Yeah.
But he's an archer by trade. He can create his own arrows. He can create all his trick arrows. So the fact that he was able to do that and they showed that.
Yeah, I love the labels, man. You said that's just a callback to a little earlier where they were trying to figure out which ones were the most dangerous ones.
That is just great writing, man. She has a stupid label maker there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Favorite scene from this episode, man? Talk to me.
Oh, it definitely have to be the fight between Kate and Yelena in the building.
Yeah.
Like, as they're coming out the elevator, these two just work so well together.
Yeah.
Even with fighting, with dialogue, and it's so funny. But that scene, it was like two friends were fighting, right? Because Yelena didn't really want to hurt her.
Yeah.
So it was just like a funny kind of sister, like, just pushing each other around. It's just so funny. They're so funny together. That was my favorite. What about you?
And I think that's important, right, for Yelena. She doesn't have a sister anymore. And the fact that she was able to, in a weird way, connect with Kate.
Kate's also not the target. So
Kate's also not the target
she's like, stop, or I don't want to kill you. I'm going after Clint.
But I do think that was growth for Yelena, knowing that she does not have Natasha anymore, where you might see her really get close with Kate. They might have like some sisterly bond. Who knows?
Yeah,
but that would be cool.
Awesome.
Favorite scene for me, man, is that ice scene. Was just them on the ice or whatever was pretty awesome. But I will say this. When Clint was in the tree, right? And like the LARPers was like, all right, we got to go suit up, right? It's just, we've trained for this.
I think then he sees them come out, right? He's like, yeah, we're all gonna die.
Exactly. That's my favorite line because like that's Clint Bart. That's Hawkeye right there, right? Like, yep, we're not gonna make it here, guys. Like, and like Jeremy Renner plays him a little darker, even through all the movies. He plays him a little darker than he is in the comics because he is a wise guy. Mm-hmm. He's kind of like cracking jokes and stuff all the time. He's really cocky. When you have an actor like Jeremy Renner who he is confident in his skills, but not like cocky and talking shit and everything the entire time. He's just a realist, man. He is a realist to like to a fault. Yeah, we're all gonna die. Like, it's just hilarious.
Oh man, I think second for me is probably the owl after he shoots the Pym arrow.
Yeah,
at that van. Like, what happened? What happens now? And then Al comes and takes the little truck away. I guess that's what happens now.
I mean, do you think about like what happens if they open the door? Like, what would happen?
I mean, I think they just stay tiny, right?
I don't know. I'm scared. Or what happened? What happened in to the van and Ant-Man and Wasp, where the van goes small, and if they pop out, are they gonna stay small? Are they gonna get big again? Are they gonna go into the quantum realm? Like, what's going on here? Right? I have so many questions. And Quantum Mania, I'm gonna have so many questions lined up for you.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yep.
and then we had the fight with Kate and Kingpin, because Kingpin's obviously trying to kill her mom. But that fight, like, he was trying not to hurt this girl.
Right.
But she held her own, dude.
My man ripped the door off a car.
he's a big boy.
He just straight ripped the door off. And then she starts to, like, she shot, like, 2 arrows at him.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you doing?
Did they even penetrate him at all? You know what I mean? So, nah, man, this was, she had to put her mom behind bars for the death of the guy earlier. I thoroughly love this one, man. There's like Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then this, man. Those two have been fantastic. Mind you,
agreed.
They're more the type of Marvel characters that I like, or more grounded in reality. And they're us, and they just have to get through whatever the hell they have to get through. So yeah, Anthony Mackie's, Falcon. Yeah, he's a real dude. No superpowers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Hawkeye. Yeah, he's an expert marksman. That's it. Otherwise, he's a regular ass dude. Those are interesting concepts to me, man.
You can make some dope trick arrows.
Oh, dude, the best.
You want to take 1 second and talk about Free Guy just for a couple minutes here?
Yeah. Just go. We're recording. Yes, just go. Damn it.
So I know it's been out for a minute now, and once it came out, I never went to see it, and it just kind of lingered there forever, and I kept seeing stuff about it, and I just never went and watched it.
It's New Guy. I said New Guy. What the hell is New Guy?
That is also a movie that's pretty fantastic. Talk about that later.
The New Guy? Or is it the New Guy or New... What did I say?
New Guy. What's the DJ Qual, I think is his name?
Dude, we got to do that movie one time. It's such a good movie. It's so corny. It's so good. Okay.
Yeah.
Three guys, what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me.
Ryan Reynolds. So yeah, I just saw it somewhere, and I was sitting on the couch. I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this movie right now. So I ordered it on Amazon Prime. It was like $6.
Yeah, you paid double.
It's fine for Ryan Reynolds.
$3 goes towards his aviation gin. So
I went into the movie knowing a lot about it already. And as a person who really enjoys these types of worlds and kind of getting out of the everyday thing, it was fun to see like that concept of, that NPC, like, when you're playing Grand Theft Auto and you're running over people and you're playing any other games and, what happens to these people? What do they do?
Yes,
and
that's exactly the concept of this, yeah.
I think he did a fantastic job of kind of showing you like, these people have lives. Okay, think about it a little bit.
They're not good lives. They're
not good lives at all. I don't know. I really enjoyed it, man. It's kind of hard to really talk about it for people who haven't seen the movie.
Screw it. We're going to spoil the crap out of it here.
But I just mean like what he's doing. He's a guy who's an AI, or he develops into an AI, right? At first, he's just an NPC. He walks the path every day. He does his thing. The players that come into the game.
For those people who don't know what
every day
NPC stands for, it's a non-playable character. So that person that you run over every time you play Grand Theft Auto, that person. So the non-playable character is what it stands for. So when you run over them, understand they have a home too, okay? They have doctor's bills, so let's not run over them, okay?
They're just trying to buy some kicks.
That's it, bro.
I just wanted to mention, I know you watched it too when it first came out. I thought it was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it a whole lot.
Dude, it was awesome.
I watched it a couple times.
It was fantastic, bro. It's one of those where, like, you don't have to think much. Turn your brain off. Yeah. Just enjoy this beautiful world. Enjoy the comedy. Like, enjoy the beautiful Jodie Comer, right? And the sexy ass Ryan Reynolds, and them just on screen together. It's fantastic. Ladies, gentlemen, whoever's listening, whatever your taste is, guess what? Also, Channing Tatum is in this movie, okay? And he's pop locking and dropping, okay? I know we talk about this guy a lot on this pod, but okay, the man's doing his thing, okay? Yeah. When I saw him dance across, I was like, that's Channing?
When he slides down the rail of the stairs, like the spiral rail. Yeah. And I saw it, and he was like dropped in, dude. Oh my gosh, so good. His energy when he did that was like straight faced. I'm cool. Here I am.
Yeah, dude. Free Guy is a fantastic movie, man. It's a great concept, and they delivered with every beat. Thoroughly enjoyed that one, man. I'm glad that you did as well.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Copy. Something that we never talk about are the amazing vehicles in these movies, man, that we watch. I mean, let's talk about our top faves, bro, for a second.
Yeah, man.
That Aston Martin DB5 from James Bond, acclaim, just fantastic. That 89 Batmobile. Tim Burton's Batmobile, Michael Keaton's Batmobile, just badass, iconic. I'm not a muscle car type of guy, but Eleanor, that 67 Mustang Shelby GT 500 from Gone in 60 Seconds. Whew.
You got me there.
Oh, that's a perfect car, man. And probably super iconic, more than any of those other ones, is that DeLorean time machine from Back to the Future. Yes. Like, that was a character itself, and just fantastic, brother. Just classic dope vehicles that helped out our protagonists get through their movie, man. What are some of your favorites?
Of course, the DeLorean. 100% agree with that one.
Oh, fantastic.
Mine are a lot of muscle cars, man. 1977 Pontiac Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit.
Fire.
Dom's 1970 Charger from the first Fast and the Furious. Interesting fact, I have a photo next to one of those cars that I took at Universal Studios when I was younger.
Ooh, nice.
1958 Plymouth Fury from Christine.
Ooh.
And that Ferrari 250 GT from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Dude, that one from Ferris Bueller's, man, is just fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite?
Well, it's going to definitely have to be Dom's Charger overall. Just American muscle. No matter where you go, these things make a statement.
Yeah.
What about you? Which one would you choose?
It's that DB5, man. It's the ultimate spy car. Like, I love James Bond. I always wanted to be a spy. This car has pop-out gun barrels behind the front headlights, revolving license plate, a champagne cooler in the armrest, smoke screen, oil slick. This car just screams badassery, man. Like, I wouldn't use any of those things, but super cool.
Let me ask you a question, though. Do you have to have a license to kill to drive it?
You know what? You probably should. All right, team. So we want to hear about your favorite movie vehicles. You know the socials. Movie in a Pod on Facebook and at Movie in a Pod on Twitter and Instagram. All right, JV, let's go ahead and hop into our movie of the week, man. You ready?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, we got Arrival. This movie dropped in theaters in the good year of 2016. A couple other flicks that dropped was Assassin's Creed, Central Intelligence, Keeping Up with the Joneses, Office Christmas Party. That's a fantastic flick.
Nice. It's a good one. Yeah.
Split, X-Men Apocalypse. It's when the X-Men went to go fight Ivan Ooze.
Yeah.
And then a really good Ben Affleck movie, like surprising, The Accountant. That was actually a really good Ben Affleck flick, man. I want to see his character in that world some more. But Arrival is directed by Denis Villeneuve.
Nice.
Villanova. I don't know how to pronounce your name, bro. One day I will, though.
We'll cut one of those. We'll figure out which one's the right one, and I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. At least I've stopped saying Dennis as your first name, okay? So I've grown, okay? We also have this movie written by Eric. I'm going to butcher the shit out of this, and I apologize. Eric Heischer, Hesserer. Javi, what was the budget?
Just say that. Just say the first one, and you just got to say it with confidence, and that's how I do it. I mean,
yeah, I'll work on that next. I'll work on that the next Dennis Villanueva movie. Okay.
Say it wrong with confidence. That's how we gotta get through it.
Oh man.
Anyway, this one had a $47 million budget, and box office brought in $203.4 million. So this one made some bank.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna hit our top 3 characters here.
Yeah.
We have Amy Adams as Louise Banks, Jeremy Renner as Ian Donnelly, and Forrest Whitaker as Colonel G.T. Weber.
Yes, sir. All right, JV. Like you do so eloquently every single week, brother. Just give us that quick synopsis.
Yeah, I don't really have a good one for this one, mainly because like the movie's not like it take a long time to really explain the whole movie because of what it is. So I'm just gonna go with Clint Barton and Lois Lane take an alien language class. How's that?
Let's go.
I mean, it's just the plot is really wild, so
yeah,
kind of hard to shove that into a quick thing, but that's basically what they do.
I love it, dude. Now, man, let's jump right into this here. So we have a world. Let's call it I don't know, planet Earth.
Seems fair.
And we have 12 spacecrafts. Basically chilling over various locations on Earth.
Yeah.
That's basically what happens the first, 15 minutes of the movie. The first thing we do as humans is mount up and we're ready to kill and destroy.
Of course.
That's what we do as human beings, right? Something comes out of the sky, it's got to be evil, right? Got to be evil. The countries of the planets work together to determine why these spacecraft aliens are here. Basically trying to determine if they're friend or foe. That's the big thing, man. With everybody on Earth on edge, there's a linguist and a physicist work against the clock to find out why the aliens are here. I don't know, man. This alone, very dope plot. This brings you in wanting to know what happens next, man. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, the opener, it really doesn't help you any.
Yeah.
And honestly, nothing in the movie helps you until the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
I think that's what made the plot, like you said, pretty wild. It's like you think you know what's going on, but you really never do. You really never understand it till the end of the movie. But getting there and being chauffeured by Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner was fantastic. It's not a big action movie. It's a thinker, right? It's a lot of the whole movie is based on dialogue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to figure out, how to communicate. But it really took me to like the end of the movie to really appreciate the movie, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
This is one of those movies, man. I always think back to And I grew up sitting down and watching movies with my mom. And she's really good at figuring out who the killer is or what the plot is or what they're trying to do, like 30 minutes into a movie. And
right.
she would sit there and just spoil it for me. I'm like hooked in, locked in, like The Bone Collector, Denzel Washington and Angelina Jolie. 20 minutes into that movie, my mom goes, "Yeah, the doctor's the killer." I'm like, "No, he's not. How the hell you don't know that?" 12 minutes left in the damn movie. She goes, "Bingo." I'm like, "Wow." This movie though, yeah, she's like, "Yep, not interested in this movie anymore." But Arrival, it's not. You're right. It's not until those last 12 minutes where you realize, wait, this is why they're here on Earth.
Yeah,
this makes sense, right? And it's that onion peel that. It's that unraveling that Denis does in all of his movies. They're all slow burn. They're all character driven. There's a lot of deep, thought-provoking dialogue, and it's just the same in this movie. Let's hop into these characters, man. We got Amy Adams, Louise Banks, a college professor who's a linguist, and she gets recruited to study the craft hanging out in Montana. So that's where most of the movie takes place, is here in the great state of Montana. Banks is quiet, smart, deliberate with her words, and our eyes into this experience.
Yeah, and she just gets thrown into it. Like she's just like sitting at her desk, and then the next day she's standing in front of the aliens.
Like,
well, I mean, Donnelly was too. They're the same way. They're just like, okay, hello.
Amy Adams is a type of actress who she's so good at being very like lively and amazing and like the most important person in the room, right? She did that by playing Lois Lane. This movie, she's our holdover from last week with Women in the Window. This movie and last week's movie, she also has that like deadpan kind of dead eye. I don't know how to describe it, man, but there's like no life there, right? And you don't know why.
Yeah, just emotionless.
Yeah, that's the word. Yes.
There's no clues to how she's feeling, like if she's scared or she's happy or whatever. It's just like a very neutral aura.
Yeah, man. Like how she experiences this life-changing event is how we see this play out each and everything. So it's just like an unraveling every time that she learns something new or understands or tries to go back into the spacecraft and understand the aliens, these creatures, these heptapods. We'll talk about them in a little bit, dude. Fire. We do see in the beginning of the movie that, her daughter dies at the age of 12 from an incurable disease. That definitely plays a factor in her life and how she operates, which we see that, but then it kind of throws us for a loop at the end. But let's move forward. We got the great Jeremy Renner, Ian Donnelly, a physicist who assists Banks with trying to figure out why the aliens are here on planet Earth. As emotionless and quiet and subdued as Banks is, you have this physicist and Donnelly who is the exact opposite.
Right.
He's cool, calm, and collected, but he has a lot of emotion. He also like shows that he's amazed with how chill Banks is at this event, right? Like he just kind of brings that. He's just like, how are you? Just has that look, right? And the way that these characters interact with each other, it's less dialogue about each other and more just like their facial expressions, how their body language with each other, right? Like how they're looking at each other, where you're just like, yeah, they're talking and trying to understand each other without saying anything, man. And that just goes to having great actors and the great shot. I just love that, man.
Mm-hmm.
But he does work as the character that Banks can bounce her thoughts off of, right? Banks is our main protagonist here. Donnelly is the character who, in movies, you can't talk to yourself you can, and it's been done, but in the real world, you're gonna, that's all inner thoughts.
Yeah.
In order for us as the audience to know what the hell is going on in her head, because she's emotionless, right? You have Donnelly, where she's going to, dialogue, watermelon cantaloupe back and forth. So we're like, this is what she's thinking. This is what's going on in her head now. That was a good role, and, Jeremy Renner killed it. Killed it, man.
Yeah, he's very sidekickish, right?
Yeah.
Like, she's got these thoughts and she's trying to figure this stuff out, and he's kind of the planner, the one that's backing her up to execute her plans.
Yeah. But
she's the one that, just takes her mask off and takes off running.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, he was really good in that role, and kind of nerdy, a little bit nerdy. Kind of towards the end, kind of takes on that protective role as well.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Love the evolution of his character, man. Let's talk about Forrest Whitaker. Last character I want to talk about here, Colonel G.T. Weber. Mm-hmm. It's Forrest Whitaker for one, man. And whatever this guy does, for as long as he's been doing it, he's one of the best actors. And Forrest Whitaker's just cool guy.
He's cool, and he's always a strong leader.
Yeah, he does that always, very well, man.
Yeah, he's the deepest voice in the room.
Yes.
And giving direction and stuff like that really works for him.
Yeah, man, he's the hard-nosed military man who actually wants to work to a peaceful resolution and not just blow these things up or try to. But also, has other branches of the military and probably the White House on his back wanting a military strike or something of that nature. Why? Because this is what we do in America, okay? We like to blow shit up, okay? You come out of my clouds, okay? You can't even finish this bit, man.
Yeah.
You come down out of my clouds, okay? We got an AR for you, brother, okay? I would love to see some guy, like, that would have been a great, like, this would have turned into a comedy in like a split second if we just saw some dude like firing a pistol at one of the spacecrafts.
Oh gosh.
These spacecrafts are like 2 or 3 football fields. So
yeah.
But no, his G.T. Weber's character is used as the go-between between Banks and Donnelly and the rest of the United States. He wants that peaceful resolution. He wants to figure out, but they have to work against the clock, and he is basically that clock that's like, you don't have much time.
Right.
We see how he wants to toe the line between helping them, but also, wanting to be cowboys like us in America do, and basically Independence Day the shit out of them. All right. Yeah. Like, let's send Will up there and blow some aliens.
Yeah.
America. All right, man, let's jump into these the sets. Don't really talk about the music. The music is very slow burn, but the sets themselves, man. The military base is cool where they used in Montana, but spacecrafts, man.
Yeah. There was nothing very fancy about these. It was literally just like an oval.
What's interesting, right?
Yeah, it's different.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yes. Something that we have not seen before. And then there's the interior.
Yeah.
I think that's where the magic is.
It's very plain, and it's almost like they're just like in a cave, right? They're just they're stepping out of, the outside, the open world, and they're going into this kind of cave. And it's not anything crazy. I mean, it's really hard to explain, but it's just like, you see it and you're like, okay, if they're aliens, they're more advanced. That doesn't necessarily mean they have to have a crazy outfitted spaceship, right?
Yeah.
They would want to have something that's a lot more sleek, a lot more practical, and I don't know. It's just different from what we always see.
So this last viewing, and I've seen this movie a few times, man. This last viewing for the pod was me thinking, now that I have to like dissect the movie and everything,
Yeah.
are those their actual spaceships that they use interstellar travel or planet to planet or whatever the case is? Is this their everyday vehicle to get to work? I don't know. But it's retrofitted or designed for that humongous kind of glass wall.
Yeah.
And on the one side are the heptapods. The other side is the oxygen breathing human beings, right? So they can communicate. So were these done on purpose like this? There's something that these ships were beautifully made, right? And those are questions that we don't get answered, but we also don't need to get answered to get to the plot and what the movie is about. But it's something that I was just thinking about, like, dude, what are these things and where did they come from? Which was really cool, man. What about the aliens, dude? What about the heptapods themselves, brother? What were your thoughts about them?
It took a while for me to really understand what they were. At first, it looked like it was just like giant hands.
Yeah.
And then the giant hands, it was like a finger would lift up, and then it'd be some more small hands.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
Which was kind of, it just takes a while to see it. And obviously, as it goes through the movie, you see a little bit more of them, a little bit more. But they're pretty cool. Once again, it was a simplistic thing, just like the ship.
Yeah.
There was nothing crazy scary about them or anything like that. If anything, they seemed the look of them and everything seemed very peaceful.
Docile is a good word, I think I would use.
Yeah, because they weren't, like I said, scary, and they weren't like moving really fast or nothing like that. And they were just kind of gentle with, the pictures they were making and communicating back and forth, and seemed to be okay with all of it. The humans would come up and they would come out and they'd do their thing, and then they leave and they leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was really it really didn't seem like a threat.
And that's kind of that is actually the plot of the movie. Are they friend or foe? Are they a threat? Yeah. Are they friendly? What's going on here? I do like it when they get to the conclusion, when they're actually communicating with them, that they have a weapon. Weapon is the word. What do they mean by weapon? Is weapon good or bad, right?
Yeah, and I think she also kind of says, it could mean other things, not just weapon. And I think that's part of, like, the whole plot is like, are they talking about weapons? Are they talking about tools? Are they talking about this and that or the other? And each government is taking it different. That goes to show, how do you communicate and how do you be correct when you don't know what they're saying? Because one wrong word goes from weapons, goes from tools, goes to war. And she is that line that's trying to keep that from happening through the whole movie.
Yep, exactly what all of our protagonists are trying to do there, man. Yeah. All right, dude, let's talk about this theme for a second, and you actually jumped in there and touched on it here. We know in this movie that the heptapods are here because they have a loosely translated word. They have a weapon. We don't know what that weapon is. We don't know what weapon means to them, because we spend the first part of the movie just trying to figure out language that we can connect as humans to these heptapods. And once we do that, we find out that they say weapon. We don't know what that is, man.
Yeah,
this is a movie. I think it's a movie to bring the world together as a theme, where you have to work each other, man. I do like the parts where the different nations who are usually at war with each other have to bounce off ideas and stuff like that, have to count on each other, because there's these things all over the globe, and there's probably scientists and linguists and everything in each one of these things across the globe. We just see the one in Montana, but we have to do a better job as human beings on planet Earth to work together when something happens. I think that's a theme. The other theme, bro, I got to learn a second language, man. Like, I can't finish. I'm 34. I can't be just out here just speaking English, man. Like, I got to learn something else. Like the day heptapods come down, bro, I want to know what they're talking about, right? Nah, I'm wildin'. All right, team. So that is our conversation about Arrival, released in 2016. JV, talk to me, man. I know this movie was a slow burn, but what are your thoughts, and how many buckets of popcorn do you give it?
Yeah, it's definitely a long road to the end, but it was a fun road. It was a very confusing road. A lot of different emotions.
Oh yeah.
You know, at some points you can kind of lose a little bit of interest, but it brings you back pretty quick. This was my first time seeing it, and I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Solid characters, actors. The characters themselves were great. Now that I know the movie, I don't really feel like I need to watch it again.
Okay.
Because I know the outcome, so it's not a mystery anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, that happens with a lot of movies. But I feel like action movies and comedy movies, stuff like that, you want to come back again and again for. But more serious movies and mysteries, like Cat's kind of out of the bag. Mm-hmm. And for me, my opinion, it's hard for me to come back again to those kind of movies.
Oh yeah.
But definitely worth a watch, even if it's just the first watch, regardless. So, what about you,
first and only, right?
I mean, if I stumble upon it on TV, I'll watch it, but I don't think I'm gonna go seek it out, I guess is what I'm saying.
Gotcha. This movie gets 4 buckets of popcorn from me, man. I am a big fan of Denis' work. I've seen everything that he's done in English. Prisoners all the way up to Dune and everything in between. And they've all been fantastic. All of his movies are slow burns. All of his movies have like deep, interconnected, thought-provoking conversations about humanity, right? I just love those type of themes, man. It's just fun. Right. It's just interesting. And it's not like I cannot turn my brain off. Like I have to be able to focus and understand here because I'm learning something. He is the type of director, the movie maker, who is wanting to teach you something, man. He reminds me a lot of Christopher Nolan, where there's a lot of themes that they're throwing at you, and you have to catch what you can, or come back to the movie and catch other ones as well.
I mean, like for this one, all it takes you is not catching the beginning of the movie to really mess you up at the end of the movie.
Yeah, right.
You got to watch it all, and you got to remember everything. If not, it's just the end of the movie's like, I don't understand.
Yep. Why is this happening? This makes no sense.
Exactly.
Yes. For those people who like to show up late to the movie theater, I don't know why you do that. Yes, not a good one to do it. If somebody's watching this like on the couch or whatever, and you come home to after the first, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes, just take it on into a different room, bro. You just messed it, okay? Yep. It's one of those movies, man. But no, the performances of the 3 characters we talked about, Amy Adams, Jamie Renner, Forrest Whitaker, dude, just tour de force and fantastic. This movie's beautiful. The heptapods are interesting. Aliens, something we've never seen before. Even though we never got the chance to see them in its entirety, that's the draw for me.
Right. That
was really, really cool for me, right? Where there was never this big reveal of, this is what these things actually look like. You got a little bit. Yeah. It kept a lot to the imagination. And I like the spacecrafts.
It was kind of like 75% resolved.
Yeah.
You don't ever learn the full reason of all this either.
Exactly.
There's a cliffhanger there no matter what.
Is it necessary for it to be a perfect movie? No, and that's the beauty of this, right? They're not. It's about, they bring us into this world and this event, but it's actually about something deeper. I love movies like this, brother, and that's why this one gets 4 buckets of popcorn. So fantastic. Dope. Thank you for subscribing to this week's episode talking through Arrival. Next week, we'll be discussing our top 10 movies of 2021.
And you'll be able to hear me and Clyde bicker like an old married couple.
I am Clyde Smith, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram as I am Clyde D. Smith.
I'm Javier Villalobos, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J8200.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
I gotta learn Spanish or something.